All right, hello all. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. Today we're going to be doing a sort of full-on breakdown, as well as the defense calcs for Bojack. Here's the global details, right? Right here. This is the official global account. No, so you know they're still being kind of stupid. I really hope uh I'm not like really I'm not signing up for the thing cuz I'm not going to be able to go. But I really hope that whoever like gets that 10th anniversary sort of fan meeting they let it be known so we can like ask them to ask questions as a community like if certainly if there's someone in person that tells them, "Hey, this is an issue." All right, we need the EZA details on global. What's going on? So I mean, we're synced, but they don't think so. I guess I don't know. But anyway, when these did come out, I did make a tweet. I don't have it pulled up, but I just did like the Google Lens sort of quick translate thing. So as far as I already do know roughly what the character does. Uh, so as far as I know, I did glance through these. I mean, we can go over the details. But these should be correct. I did want to wait until actual translations came out, and I've never looked at this person's account or anything, but Truth posted it, and I do really like the format, so we'll give him a like and let's retweet it as well. But yeah, let's just go over the details real quick. So Bojack here. He is a space traveling warrior or time traveler, category key 3, 170 to the board. And he's greatly raising attack and defense for one turn on SA. He's getting 150% attack and defense start a turn. Extreme class allies get 30% attack and defense. Space traveling warriors or inhuman deeds category get 2 key and an additional 30% attack and defense. So if you're an extreme class, inhuman deed or space traveling warrior, 2 key, 60% stats. Kind of crazy. But also, not done yet. Plus an additional attack and defense was 15% when facing 2 or more enemies. Plus an additional attack and defense was 15% when facing 3 or more enemies. So that support gets even stronger. It can go up to 75 and even 90%, dependent on enemies. Now, there's not too many times where in like hard content you're going to be fighting like that. Um, Although to be fair, technically some of the latest quote unquote hard content from the worldwide download celebration, there were several fights with several enemies in there. So I mean those fights were weaker, but they hadn't done too many several enemy fights before that, so that could be a sign to 10th anniversary potentially having several fights with several enemies, and that could be pretty good there. Although I am expecting pretty big power creep, so I mean we'll see. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 30% when attacking, up to 120% per space traveling warrior or inhuman deed category ally on the team. Guard against all attacks when there's 5 or more space traveling warriors or inhuman deed category ally on team. So essentially, he's getting like, because this was all sort of like phase 1, he's getting like 200%, 210% started turn um, attack and defense, and then he's getting 120% here. He has guard, greatly raise. So I mean, we're gonna do the calcs and such at the end. Uh, but that being said, I mean, he seems decent, but he's definitely like a floater. I would be my guess. I mean, we'll see the exact calcs, of course. This is greatly raised as well, and if you get like an additional super or something, that could be pretty good. Um, but I do think his sort of base is probably going to be more of like a floater, who can like a floater support, who will be able to do decent enough defensively. So that's what he should be in this sort of farm. Now I do believe his transformation condition, the active here. I do believe it's I can actually pull this up on the side. Give me just a moment. I can even pull the tab over. I do believe his transformation though is starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle, when facing only one enemy. Now I'm gonna double check that, of course, real quick. Just give me a moment to pull it up on the site here, and then I'll pull it up on screen so I can show you guys as well. Here we go. All right, this should be it. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, can be activated when facing only one enemy, starting from the fourth turn from start of battle. So I mean, could be better, could be worse, right? If they do start really leaning into the several enemy thing, that could be annoying. But this is start of battle, so you could get them like if you get him in like turn one and float him off, when he comes back, he'll be able to transform. So I mean that's good. All right, but we do have the transform state as well. So in his transform state, he is now greatly stacking attack. That was just a normal raise before. He's greatly raising defense for one turn. I don't think he got defense at all, and he's causing immense damage to enemy. And now he's getting key 3 attack and defense plus 240%. Start a turn, guarding all attacks just for free. Launch an additional attack that's a high chance of becoming a super attack. Randomly change one type key sphere into strength type key sphere. Attack and defense plus 120% when attacking. Plus an additional attack plus 60% and defense plus 30% when attacking with 3 or more key spheres obtained. And plus an additional attack plus 60% when attacking, and launch an additional attack which has a high chance of becoming a super attack, 6 more key spheres obtained. So I mean, I think he looks pretty crazy here. Now there is one thing that I'm actually going to be honest about. So we are going to do the calcs here in just a moment. I will cut away and such because I don't have them done yet, but it shouldn't take me too long, roughly. But I actually, so this bit here. Oh, I can't. Okay, but this bullet point right here, it's worded in a way where I'm not sure how this is going to function. So do keep this in mind when we get to the calc part. I'm going to tell you my interpretation, and I believe it's correct, but it could be wrong. It says when attacking with 3 or more key spheres obtained. So I'm going to presume that's a phase 2 sort of buff. So that 30% defense will be, added on to the sort of phase 2. But the other sort of interpretation there is usually when there's these sort of key sphere obtained things, it'll be like a phase 1 buff. But it does specifically say when attacking, once you have obtained 3 or more key spheres. So I'm gonna presume that this is a phase 2 buff. But yeah, he looks pretty decent here. I haven't done the calcs yet, obviously. I'm gonna do them in just a moment here. So we're gonna cut away. We're gonna come back and see just how good he is. But overall, I mean, I do think he looks pretty good. We'll see though. I'll be right back. All right. So we are back. It didn't take me too long to do the calcs. He is pretty fairly simple, so I mean there is that. But yeah, we got them done, and here they are. So Bojack is actually kind of crazy. I once I got it about summed up. For the base, his base is like decent. Like it's not. You probably wouldn't even want to like run him on rotation. You just like want to flow him. But I mean, besides the support, if you want to support, which I mean, 60% support is a lot. You'd keep him in this form, but he is really better transformed. So you would want to try and aim for the transformation. Now, transform Bojack is like a whole beast. I mean, this guy, you're never gonna run him in like slot 1 or something. Uh, but well, actually, hold on. Let me on the fly here. At least 6 orbs obtained. It's because it is. I wrote the 3 for the defensive buff, but you do need the 6 for the super attack. Now those super attacks, high chance, high chance. So it is pretty likely that you're only going to see like 2 of these or something. But even if you only see 2 of these, even in that scenario, he's still looking pretty crazy. Now, I did calc him with 40% support, but you could easily like run him on like Slug's team, and have like Turles, which is 50% support. So I mean, he'd even be able to break like 3 million here. And also another thing with Bojack, I do want to show this real quick. Revival, I did not calc this, 5%, and I also did not calc Galactic Warriors. Now, Revival I could calc, but it's not the most common. Now, Galactic Warriors, this link is like exclusive to like Bojack sort of units and like Zangia or whatever her name is. And this is a massive 20% attack and defense. So this is missing out on 25% attack, excuse me, 25% defense from his links, and he's still looking like this. And this is with guard. This is with guard. So potentially breaking 3 mil defense, not at his max. So suffice to say, Bojack's pretty crazy, especially transform Bojack. Like base Bojack, he's decent, but like he's not. I wouldn't call him really too much of anything special. But once you get into this transform state, oh my god, he is insane. So I'd say they definitely did what they needed to. If this guy gets if we get a new Bojack, and mind you, we do really kind of need one. Like this was our last Bojack, the strength one from like 2020. And that Gohan from that movie does need like new animations and stuff as well. So I do think it's pretty likely. I did say like I don't know if I said on here on YouTube specifically, but it was a theory of mine that worldwide could have potentially been like a BoJack and Cell Saga sort of celebration, and I do hold that opinion still. The Gohan and Cell saga are Gohan and Cell from that saga are both in need of new representation, and Bojack and Gohan are both in need of new representation, and you know it's Gohan. They could definitely build a celebration around that. So this guy could. I mean, I do expect big power creep, but like with this level of defense with guard, he should be able to last power creep. I'd have to imagine. So as long as this guy gets even like a really, I mean, he already has good partners, but if he gets his best partner, I mean, he's really insane. And looking at him like next to other easy ATORs, like he's definitely up there. I wouldn't say exactly where, but um, 'cause I don't have all the units and everything, so it's I mean, easy A's. Well. I could probably maybe at some point make like a one of those. I probably have most of the units there, but like I don't know. I don't really mess around with the sort of top 10 stuff. It's just like clickbait to get views. Is what it is. But yeah, BoJack looking pretty crazy. But there's not really too much else to talk about here. It's just BoJack and this. They didn't tweet out any of the hero stuff, so I imagine we'll be covering that tomorrow night. And also, do keep in mind the 3rd and 4th anniversary LRs will be buffed temporarily in that same data download, which we are expecting. It's either tomorrow night or the next night. I'm not sure exactly when. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna close this one out here. Let me know what you guys are thinking of Bojack down below. I'm thinking he looks pretty good, especially because he's greatly raising attack on SA. We might even huh. I might just try and record a pre EZA video for Bojack, and then next week, because I imagine he'll be out by next week, we'll do a post EZA stacking video, see just how like big of a buff he gets. I'm expecting it to look pretty crazy, but I mean we'll see. All right, we're gonna close this out here. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.